Number 4, avoid obstacles. Alright. You are given an array of integers representing coordinates of obstacles situated on a straight line. Assume that you are jumping from the point with the coordinate 0 to the right. You are allowed to only make jumps of the same length represented by some integer. Find the minimal length of the jump enough to avoid all the obstacles. Enough to avoid all of the obstacles. Okay, so here's our input array, which is a bunch of obstacles at certain integers. If we were to start at 0, how could you do this from 0? So I think the first thing we're going to have to do is sort that input array. Okay, and then the next thing we have to do is determine the longest chain. See, I'm thinking, this is what I'm thinking. There's two ways that we could do this, right? We could brute force it, meaning we could try jumping 1. Well, you wouldn't want to jump 1 unless there was nothing in the array, so maybe we do want to jump 1. Either jumping 1 and then seeing if that works, and when that fails, increase, jump 2, and then when that fails, jump 3, and when that fails, jump 4. Maybe that's what we're going to do. Maybe we're just going to brute force it. So first thing we've got to do is input array.sort. So now we've got all the values sorted from smallest to biggest. And so now we're going to create a variable jump, and then it's going to start off being 1. So now what are we going to do, right? Well, we're going to do a for loop, and our I is going to start off at 0 because that's the point that we have to start off from, and our I is going to go all the way up to the last one, up to and including the last one. We want to make sure that we land before it and not on it. So we have to be up to and including the input array index input array dot length, length -1. Now, so we've got that down. We're going from 0 to up to and including the last one, and we're going to, instead of just incrementing by 1 every time, we're going to increment by jump. Alright, so that is what we're going to do. Now the logic here is if I is ever in the input array, so if input array dot index of, index of I is ever not equal to -1, then we're going to say break. Then success. I'm going to make a new variable called success is equal to false. Alright, and we're also going to break because we no longer need to be iterating. So right here, our success is equal to true. It's just going to default to true, and then the other thing we have to do is while true. We have to continue looping, right? We have to continue doing this jump until we don't need to do it anymore, until we get all the way through it successfully once. So how are we going to test that? Well, first let me break up this because I need things to be organized and semi-organized. Pretty. Okay. So what this is going to do is down at the end here, we're going to have a Boolean called success, which is either going to be true or false. If it's true, I want to break. If it's false, I want to increase jump by 1 and do this whole thing over again. Okay, does that make sense? All right, we're going to go for it. So if success, then break, else, oops, else, jump, plus plus, do it again. And then right here, we're just going to return jump. And that should be our brute force method. Nope. Okay, here. So here we have 5, which doesn't work. Here it doesn't work. So why doesn't it work? Well, let's make sure that our input array is sorted. Input array. Let's try it again. Our input array wasn't sorted. So notice this, and I don't like that it does this, but we just have to implement a custom sort function. A comma B, and if we want it in ascending order, we have to return A is less than B. Now we're going to run our tests. Now we got none of them correct. Did I do it wrong? I did it wrong. A is greater than B. Sorry. There we go. Well, voila. Let me get rid of that console. Everything should be good. Bum 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 bum. Hey, there we go. Excellent. Another one down.